Bonjour Ed, how are you doing today?
Yes, very good, thank you.
So thank you for giving us some of your precious time. We were at Innovate Finance Global Summit 2019 in London. You were just on stage participating to an open banking panel. How did that go?
Yeah, it was good. We were talking about kind of what's happened in the last 15 months. I think consensus was there's a lot of exciting opportunity, but we are still very, very early in the kind of the journey of open banking and the implementation and getting customers used to passing data. So yeah.
I know you just attended the end of the panel, unfortunately, but you're talking about stats, or you're not really talking about stats, or especially not customers using or happy to share data. So is it something you noticed people are, or banks are still a bit reluctant to share more tangible statistics at the moment?
Yeah, so again, it's really about an exchange of value. So customers actually, despite what you read a lot in the media, do place value on their data. And if you are willing and able to give them some value back, whether that's better insight, some actions they can take, make it easier when you're buying a house or taking out a loan, or figuring out how much you can save a month, then customers are very willing to do that because they can see a tangible reward for that exchange of data. So that, I think, is the key in making that really seamless, is what drives the engagement.
Which is interesting. We're still talking about it because that's the basis of the sharing economy we've been talking about for so long now, and yet it seems like we're still struggling to articulate the value of sharing data in financial services.
Yeah, I think, again, it's difficult to sort of talk about something which is inherently a click of a button and you get some value back. But I do think customers are willing and able and are seeing the value in that exchange. It just makes sure that the exchanges of value. If you're saying, okay, give us your transactional data and we'll give you a smiley face, no one's going to do that. But if you make it real and tangible, then the customers are prepared to do that.
So let's talk about Bud. Why not?
Sure.
Could you please give us an update on the latest achievements of your bank?
Yeah, so Bud's working now with a number of parties to actually take open banking data and create some actionable insights out of it. Again, we're working very closely with HSBC and First Direct to enable their customers to be able to build up rental profiles to help them improve their credit score when they're good renters. We're going to be helping them find sort of better deals, whether it is financial products or non-financial products, bills, that kind of stuff. So really looking at the kind of the data point, which is your transactions, and then allowing automated response to help optimize your life. So that's very much happening, going live this year, and we're really excited about it.
So working closely with HSBC and First Direct, you said, for that specific project.
Yes, absolutely. There's a couple of other large financial institutions we're working with, but we can't announce them yet.
Okay, fair enough. What do you think of fintech or neobanks targeting the consumer market? There were quite a few challenges recently for some of the bigger ones. Do you see that as a potential big drawback for neobanks in the future to gain some market share and positive brand awareness?
I think everyone's going to have bad news stories, and I think if we look at a lot of the big banks that have millions of customers, they've had a lot of sort of war stories in their time. And I think the important thing is to recognize if they are serving the customer and actually giving value, and they're not damaging the customer, that's the important piece. We'll always see customers go towards products that offer them a better experience, help them more in their day-to-day life. We have definitely seen through the neobanks that customers aren't as sticky as traditional banks once thought. So really it kind of fuels that fire as to, what are we going to do? How are we going to help customers? And it's changing the conversation from one about balance sheet to actually sort of customer relationships.
That's why I love meeting entrepreneurs, actually, especially in financial services. So we're talking experience, we're talking being frictionless, bringing value to the customer, and you believe that will appeal to especially the younger customers, or you reckon every segment would find that appealing?
Yeah, I mean, everyone finds it easy is better, right? So if something is better and easier, then for sure. I mean, a lot of older people that I speak to, actually, it turns out they say, I've just been on this lovely ski holiday. It's great. I've got all my friends on Revolut because we can save some money. And, that's not the sort of millennial demographic or the Gen Ys that you believe that are sort of budgeting. But look, there's a better deal, there's a better service there. So why wouldn't they adopt it?
we're talking convenience again, is a very big important part of the decision from the market.
Yeah.
So you're a member of the Fintech Power 50. We're very proud. So to hopefully help you scale and drive your growth. What are your key challenges in 2019 and possibly 2020 to drive the business to the next level?
So the key challenge is really is one of understanding that the open banking conversation is one that really is more broader than just around aggregation. It's around using data for actionable insights and creating new journeys across the API ecosystem. So actually, open banking is not just about aggregation and categorization of data. It's really about, getting customers used to experiencing their finances in a sort of platform type way. So you can use multiple services and products in one experience in the bank of my choice? Absolutely, and that's what we're here to do. And it's getting that message out that is always challenging and always work.
So do you need more, education to the market to make them fully understand again what they could achieve with open banking? Because the kind of aggregation has been going on I remember back in 2006, the Wasabi of this PFM were starting personal financial management. So like Fiordly, we're quite smaller than now, but still very focused on that. So you're right, it should go over and beyond just basic aggregation.
Absolutely, it's about being able to use that data to create actions and do things. If you are just giving an insight, that's very good. But if you're giving an insight with an action or a number of actions that the customer can choose from, that's massively different to what happens today in financial services in your banking app. And that, while it might not sound like the most exciting thing, that is a massive shift from what everyone has in their banking app, and that's what we're going to see beginning this year. So it's exciting.
Very exciting. So how bright is the future for Bud in terms of growing, in terms of, I don't know, maybe a number of new team members or?
Very bright, so bright sometimes I get headaches, which might be something else. But no, actually, we've just going over 100 people at Bud now, so there's quite a few of us. We're growing all the time, and I think what we're doing as we're growing, we're developing the technologies, we're discovering the new problems that we can solve for customers by bringing in new partners, by being better at building our database up, by actually being better data scientists. So everything that we're doing is helping us unlock these new bits of value for customers that 3 or 4 years ago we didn't really know were there. So that's why it's really exciting, and that's why we always need more people.
Scaling up is challenging as well. It's exciting, and especially for the CEO, the executive team. So again, good luck with that. And we're happy to help as much as we can. And so being a member of the Fintech Power 50, can you say a word of that, please?
Yeah, sure. No, it's been fantastic to sort of get our name out and talk about, obviously we love talking about ourselves, but being amongst 50 fantastic companies is very much what we're about at Bud. One of our core tenets is about partnership and collaboration, and actually understand that there's an ecosystem out there that, by using open banking, this ecosystem can allow, individuals to specialize in new services for customers, and bringing that all together, wherever the customer chooses to be, I think is really what we're all about, and that's why it's exciting to be part of that kind of group of 50 top companies.
Thank you very much for your time, Ed. I wish you all the best, and see you very soon, and you and your team in the Fintech Power 50 social media channels.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.